Hey y'all, welcome back to another Resident Evil Village, and today we are going to be fighting Miranda. This is the final part to this, and we're going to go fight her. This is going to be the final part of this series. I'm not sure if I'm going to do, well, I'm most likely going to be doing this game on Village of Shadows, but I'm not sure if I'm going to put it on YouTube or not. Let me know if y'all want to see the Village of Shadows. Because if y'all want to see me play the Village of Shadows on YouTube, then I will do it. I had to plug in my PS4 controller, so that's why I was very hesitant right that second.
I gotta keep going.
We're going to be fighting Miranda.
Little Ava, my beautiful daughter, come to me. Ava, is that you?
That's Rose.
Oh, how I've missed you.
It's not Eva. That's Rose.
My power is leaving me.
Rose! Miranda!
Interesting. Your body certainly isn't normal.
Give Rose to me. Now!
You will see. Once I kill you properly,
Get her now! Let go!
Why would you sit there? That's my question.
I've spent a lifetime creating this moment. And you try to take it away from me. I will take what is due. My desires will be fulfilled!
Rose is mine! What the fuck?
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Winters. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious innocent.
Ouch.
Please do not worry, little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with true happiness. So now you can die peacefully. You understand?
Ouch.
I'm not letting you get away.
How can you deny me?
Why the hell can't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
Cease this foolishness. The Megamycete saved me from the pits of despair. It granted me this splendid power.
Yeah, right. All it's done is drive you nuts.
Die and be swallowed into the Megamycete for all time.
Oh no.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you left things in my hands. Go on, rest now.
The hell I will.
I will take back my daughter! Die, 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 die.
Best thing to do right here is to just run.
I understand your feelings, Mr. Winters, too. But this is... If I combine Rose with a Megamycete, my daughter will be made manifest at last! I've waited a century, all for this day. This is... Why do you interfere? Surely you
my goddamn daughter! You psycho!
Curse this ramshackle.
Well, I'm dead.
Die before.
Well, that sucks. If only I had it. Okay, well, it looks like I need to buy more frickin'. Hold up, where's the Duke? I need to buy more, healing items, because clearly 2 obviously is not enough for me. You'd think Miranda would have been dead after Lord knows how many of these shots.
Naturally. Yes, I can see why you'd be interested in that. What? Ah, it's fine. All finished. It was truly a pleasure doing business with you.
Okay, now this should do much more damage than what it was doing. So now I'm stacked on meds, now I'm ready to fight Miranda. How much I bet I didn't even need to buy all those meds.
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Winters. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious Megamycete. Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with true peace. So now you can die peacefully. You understand the love of a parent.
Not letting you get away.
How can you deny me?
Why the hell can't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid,
Feel
not
the
yours?
dark Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you left things in my hands. Go on, rest now.
The hell I will.
Die, 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 die. I will take back my daughter! I understand your feelings, Mr. Winters. Truly. But this is the way for you. If I combine Rose with a Megamycete, my daughter will be made manifest at last! And I've waited a century, all for this day. Your time is up! Now die! Why do you interfere? Surely you have no need of Rose now, so close to death.
She's my goddamn daughter. You psycho.
Such vitality. I will see my hopes fulfilled. Must. Cease this foolishness. You still stand. None shall interfere in my grand designs. Those foreigners, they could do nothing to assuage my years of loneliness.
Ever think the problem might be you, Miranda? You're not capable of real love.
This is how you end adventures. To ensure I never see your face, I I will feed you to the rest. Every single.
Let's go. Dang, she was one tough cookie. I can't remember what I'm playing this on. Like, what difficulty, because she's freaking tough.
My daughter! My
You're finished. Man, that felt good to kill her.
Rose! Shh. Shh. It's all right, Rose. It's all right. Ethan! Ethan! Come on, Ethan. Come on, Ethan, wake up.
Chris,
Ethan, you did it. It's finished.
I think we've finished each other.
Ethan, we gotta move. Keep moving, Ethan. There's a bomb in that thing that'll blow this whole village sky high. Hey, look at me. When I hit this trigger, we can't be anywhere near it. Ah, damn it. Mia's waiting for you. She's alive, you hear me? Alive.
Mia, I'm so sorry. I love you. Keep Rose safe.
Hey, hey. Hey. And you tell yourself. Now come on, it's not that much further.
Watch over her. Teach her to be strong.
God damn it.
Goodbye, Rosemary.
Ethan.
Rose?
Go. Go, take us up now.
Wait! Where's Ethan?
Get moving. We have to get clear.
No! We can't go, not without my husband!
Mia, sit down and strap in.
Not before you tell me where Ethan is. I know he wouldn't abandon us. Tell me what's going on. Where?
down.
Where is he? Chris? What have you done?
He's gone. I tried. He stayed so we could all escape. I'm sorry.
Captain, you need to see this. BSAA didn't send soldiers. This is a bioweapon.
The hell were they thinking?
Orders, Captain.
Pick up the rest of the squad. Plot a course for BSAA Europe HQ. Someone's gotta pay.
Well, that was a great game, to be honest. Honestly, I thought this game was pretty good, to be honest. You know, the fact they have the 4 lords of the village. Boss fights could have done better. You know, I really liked what Capcom did with this game. I think it was very good, in my opinion. Probably just about my favorite Resident Evil. But there's more after this. Can I skip this part? Okay, hopefully I didn't skip anything, because there's more cutscenes. Okay, great, I didn't skip it. That's Rose all grown up.
Do you think the little boy will be able to touch the moon?
Nobody can touch the moon. It's too far away.
Wait, what if he has a rocket ship?
Okay, then you can touch it, but it'd be very, very cold.
You were being silly. I don't think the moon feels
It does. But
Hey, Dad. Happy birthday. Sorry I missed last week. I have a lot of tests coming up. You know how it is. Talk of the goddamn devil. Duty calls. I love you.
Yeah, I found her. Where else? Today of all days. We have a situation. You're needed. Evelyn.
Don't you ever call me that again.
Whoa, it's just a joke, Rose.
Don't mess with
Show me
Rose.
things even Chris doesn't know I can do.
Don't mess with Rose.
We have a clear shot.
Stand down. I can handle it. She's just a kid.
Way to keep it together, Rose.
You're a lot like him, you know?
I know.
The father's story is now done. So I'm wondering what this could potentially mean for if they. I'm guessing they've got to be making a Resident Evil 9. I'm just curious as to know, like, what could this mean for Resident Evil 9, though? Like, that's my question. Could it be Rose that they do next? Who's going to be next? That's my question. Okay, so it's standard completion time. The reason why it took me so long to complete this was because, well, I'm sitting there gathering everything and, just... If I wanted to speedrun this, I could have done that for way quicker than 4 hours and something, Save. And that is it for Resident Evil Village. That is it for the Resident Evil Village videos on my channel. I don't know if I'll be doing a Village of Shadows difficulty YouTube video. I don't see why I should, though, because it's just the same. It's the same thing, just a harder difficulty. So there's really no point in doing it. But I'm going to see the next game I do will probably be Resident Evil 7. So then y'all can understand what all is going on. Got all these concept arts. Crest of the Four Lords. These things are so freaking creepy. Oh, did I show y'all? Real fast, while I've got time, I'm going to show y'all the, movies. Okay. Resident Evil 7. Village of Shadows full version. I don't think I showed y'all this. I don't think I did.
Long ago, a young girl went with her mother to pick berries for her father who was hard at work. But the forest greeted them with a dark, cold silence, the bushes empty. Yet determined to find berries, the rascal broke free of Mother's grasp and vanished into the trees. Mother's worried cries faded fast as the girl ran on, over vine, under branch, and into the forest deep. Feeling strange eyes upon her, the girl recalled Mother's scary bedtime tales, and her throat became bone dry. Then the Bat Lord appeared. He greeted her warmly and bit his own wing. "Come, child, quench your thirst," he said. So she drank the thick, dark blood and smiled with joy. Passing through a graveyard, menacing storm clouds loomed and the air turned bitingly cold. The girl shivered in her thin clothes. Then a dark weaver appeared, and with a click of his fingers crafted mist into a beautiful dress. "Come, child, warm yourself," he coaxed. So she clothed herself and smiled with joy. Across waters deep and ominous she went, hoping a boat she found would carry her home. But hunger's grip tightened and her heart grew heavy. Then the Fish King appeared and offered one of his many fins. "Come, child, eat your fill." So the girl ate, and smiled with joy once more. Continuing on, she soon entered the forest's dark heart. Then an iron steed appeared, bearing a beautiful golden gear. The creature said nothing as the girl approached, and snatched what she thought was another gift. The horse grew angry and summoned the other monsters. Terror filled the girl's heart as a wild wind rose about the beasts. Suddenly, a witch appeared, dark yet regal. "Gifts we gave, but more you took," she snarled, "so more in turn is due." In a blink, the girl was trapped inside a mirror. Her parents, though, had searched all day and at last arrived. With rampant rage, father fought the witch, while mother's loving touch shattered the dark enchantment. But the witch was strong, and father yelled, "Save our daughter!" So mother bore their child to safety as the forest was consumed. Even now, the burnt forest is a grim reminder of father's sacrifice. To this day, any child who stares too long into the charred wasteland will be haunted by nightmares of getting lost while picking berries.
That is the full version of the Village of Shadows book. I was gonna do this one, but I'm going to do a gameplay on my channel of this real soon. So I don't think it's really necessary. Plus, I don't want to really spoil anything, even though Resident Evil Village probably already did that for me. I own like all the figures in this game. Why do these things look like werewolves? I wish there were notes. Like, I wish you could view all the notes. But sadly, you can't. Yeah, concept arts, extra content. This is where you can get stuff like your unlimited ammo weapons. Lady Domitrask. Bella. I'm not that good when it comes to positioning the camera. Cassandra. The only thing I noticed is different between these girls is that, like, gem or something right around her neck. You see she's got a red one right there, like, on her neck. That's, like, it's a necklace, but it's like it looks like a red gem. Cassandra has, it looks yellow. Yeah, looks yellow, and then Daniela has a green one right there on her neck. Right there. So that's the only difference between them. These are those flying creatures. Geez, looks like a liquor from Resident Evil 2. Mutated Domitrask. Donna and Angie. Oh, that's what the character model is. Angie and yeah, Donna and Angie. This is the mutated this thing is freaking creepy. Moreau. This is Salvatore Moreau. He sadly got the worst part of the Cadeau. The Cadeau parasite. He got the worst part of it. Jeez. My gosh, how could someone live like that? Mutated Moreau. This just looks straight up weird and someone makes my skin crawl. Carl Heisenberg. Had to yawn. Carl Heisenberg. Mutated Heisenberg. Looks pretty good so far. Of course, it just started. Lobo, BSAA, Megamycete. Look, see how it looks like a baby? Looks like a baby. Miranda. Mutated. She still got the Village of Shadows book. The Cadeau parasite. These parasites are key to the story. Yeah, if you look on the... You can see it says stuff about it, info about this stuff. These parasites are key to the story of Village and are used in the design for the Village symbol, combined with 4 wings which represent the 4 lords. The golden ring symbolizes the sun, space as well as eternity. This suggests that the sun, soul, and everything that encompasses them do not have an end. The parasite in the center is an enormous image which links the whole story back to Rose. The female enemies from the castle dungeons. Domitrescu drains men of their blood and turns women into creatures to be her slaves. In fact, it might be hard to see in game, but all the enemies in the castle are female slaves. The flying enemies that appear on the castle roof, just like the Morauka, I don't know how you say that. These two were once women who were turned into slaves. They use their long tongues to drink blood. Dracula, a motive for Domitresk, also means child of dragon, so he went for a dragon vampire design. We used her key colors of white, red, and black combined with key elements found in traditional Resident Evil monster designs. Her scales are actually her cells clumping together. Each of the boss transformations is a larger version of themselves, which for Alcina meant an unusually massive vampire with gigantic fangs. Smarter to the villagers, her hair and clothes are based on 1960s new look fashion. Her design is based on the Japanese yokai 8-foot lady. Domitresk was also designed to be a vampire. She has 3 black roses close to her heart, which each represent her 3 daughters. The puppeteer Donna and her doll Angie. Donna is dressed in black mourning clothes while Angie is dressed in a wedding dress with flowers, each representing death and life. Angie's face is based on the same sun and moon motif on the Beneviento crest. Donna's face is also based on the same crest symbol with the scarred part of her face caused by the parasite. Her base concept is that she's a ghost. The Beneviento family dolls, which Donna made. Baby is a 2 to 3 minute old girl who's blank tall and blank long. She was created from the doll of Mia. Her umbilical cord drags behind as she crawls, and she calls Ethan Dada. She can open her left eye with effort and will put anything in her mouth if she finds what she's looking for. She'll instantly eat it. She dribbles a lot and has no teeth, but her hands and feet look like a real baby's. Yeah, this creature's freaking creepy. Moreau. Moreau made a crown for himself out of the bones of the villagers. He's also the most corroded by the parasite than any other lord. Told ya. The concept behind his design is that he's half fish, half man, and we used a number of creepy sea creature parts while also conveying a very Resident Evil series style monster. But unlike most other transformed creatures in the series, he still understands and can speak human speech, a rare monster that can communicate. His brain has swollen into his back, which has also sprouted eyeballs. His design was also based on the Japanese river yokai Kappa. Moreau's mutated form looks a lot more like an aquatic creature. As each of the boss fights are gigantic versions of themselves, Moreau is a massive mer creature covered with frog spawn looking eyes. He uses his large arms and legs as well as his giant fish-like body to swim. This piece was used to visualize Moreau's acid vomit attacks as well as his humanoid body inside the mouth of his monstrous body. We tried to convey his creepy aquatic nature in each movement and each attack. Heisenberg's main concept is based on Frankenstein. We wanted to create a cool gray-haired character who was a little rough around the edges. He smokes his favorite Cuban cigars. We went for a look that was the opposite of his human form, a giant mechanical monster. The design based on the idea that he uses scrap left scattered around the factory. He owns weapons from tanks and planes and has mountains of scrap for his mass-produced experiments. The original design was based on the splendid royal moth caterpillar. We wanted him to look like he moved on treads and be faster than any other boss monster. Mother Miranda's design is based on the concept of a crow queen. She's a religious leader who is after Rose and has the ability to mimic anyone or anything. The wings on her back are made from mold, so she has complete control over them. Her dress is old and worn, showing that she has ruled the village for a very long time. As the root of all evil in this game, you can see her likeness and the talisman used for village. You can also see the crest of the four lords in her stole, further evidence of her rule. See, crest of four lords. I don't know what they were just talking about the crest of the four lords, but okay. The mold inside her body has overflowed and her mouth and skin are starting to crack. Her golden halo is now larger and more solid and is growing out of her spine. She has lived for a very long time and her age is finally showing. We didn't want the fight with Miranda to be like an event, but a challenging boss fight, so we went with a design where her human facade is still intact. Miranda uses the network of mold to access the genetic makeup of various living creatures that are stored in the Megamycete. She uses these to transform during battle. Miranda's giant spider-looking form. The concept for the picture book was based on pop-up books and Japanese torn paper pictures. The key colors for Village are antique gold, metallic black, and snow white. All of these were used in the picture book. The concept art for the family in the picture book were of course based on Ethan, Mia, and Rose. The girl's hair color matches grown-up Rose's hair in the final version. Concept art for the Bathlord in the picture book. The white of its fur was based on Domitresque, and the three black bats are based on her daughters. The vampire bat imagery is a hint that this is a connection to Dracula. The design for the Fish King and Dark Weaver are based on Moreau and Beneviento, respectively. Concept art for the Iron Steed and Witch are of course based on Heisenberg and Miranda. The scene in the book where the girl is taken under a full moon is the same as the game's story. Concept art for when the girl and her mother go into the forest in the picture book. Concept art for when the girl gets lost in the forest in the picture book. Concept art for when the father and mother go into the forest to save their daughter. Concept art for art of the father fighting the witch and the mother escaping with their daughter. Prologue of Village where Mia is reading a picture book to Rose. The development of Village was a lot of trial and error, but it was also always going to be a survival horror game. This was how the Lycans were created. View of the mountains towering above the village below. This was drawn on the first day of development. We wanted to create an impact difference from the horror of being trapped in a house like in Resident Evil 7. We used the tall, overbearing mountains to give this game an isolated, haunted village feel. This concept of a cabin was created to demonstrate to the entire team the level of rendering quality we were going for in this game. A large a large windmill looms over a graveyard. The gate connecting the village to Castle Domitresk, the relief on the gate shows a young maiden saving the village from a terrible demon long ago. I'm sorry about my dog. Thena! I'm sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, all these concept arts. Concept art for the boss fight with Heisenberg. Even early on in development, this battle was going to commence with a self-propelled artillery. The only difference is that in the final version, Heisenberg is not defeated using falling transmission towers. We figured that Heisenberg's yard would be full of scrap and vehicles, which he uses during the fight. Concept art for the flow of events leading up to the battle with Heisenberg. We pictured Ethan falling into the pit around dusk and returning from it to a dark, stormy night sky. The general layout of events didn't change much from early development. Concept art for the bridge to Heisenberg's factory. It was initially going to be just to the side of the path leading to the altar ruins. This was once a sawmill that the villagers used, but now it's overrun with lichens who have turned it into their lair. A piece of concept featuring Chris Redfield. It was intended to depict a three-way battle between Chris, the BSAA, and the lichens. Mold slowly consumed the village under a blood-red moon as the ceremony reaches its climax. As Miranda starts her ceremony, plant-looking tendrils of mold begin to overrun the lichens and the village is thrown into chaos. Hold up, there was one thing for, the entire area around House Beneviento, where Dawn and her dolls live, is covered in a thick fog. We were initially thinking of a scene where Ethan is chased by enemies across this rope bridge spanning the valley back to the village. Concept art for fighting flying enemies on the rooftops of the castle. See, what I don't understand is why did they get rid of characters that, like, see that character right there? It's got what looks like a scythe. Like, why did they get rid of that? You know, like some of the stuff that they got rid of would have been really sweet. The final tower of the castle where Ethan fights Domitresk. This area was initially going to be used as a storeroom for period weaponry. The knife used against Domitresk, which causes her to transform into a giant creature. The story behind this dagger is that it was once used by a man long ago to try and kill Domitresk. She sealed it away in the tower with his corpse because it was still a threat to her. The blade with the most unique shape with flowers was chosen for the final design. Y'all might be able to hear my dad in the other room. I'm sorry about that if you can. The look and layout of the house hasn't changed much since this concept art was created during early development. We took a lot of care into creating a high quality scene. During early development, however, this was going to be a doctor's house and not a doll house. Donna was going to be the village's doctor, and Angie, the doll, never existed. We also considered giving Donna an incredibly dark past and have her family throw themselves off the waterfall. Dang, that's dark. This doll of Mia was always intended to be a puzzle similar to a Chinese puzzle box. As this was initially going to be a doctor's house, the doll was originally going to be a corpse that looked like Mia. Concept art for a scene where Ethan runs into Moreau searching for corpses for his experiments. Concept art for art where Ethan meets Moreau. You can see Heisenberg's factory far in the distance. Right over there. The initial thought was that this would be a European fishing village, but this proved too difficult, so he decided to go with a generic flooded village instead. Crank used to turn the windmills is decorated with the legendary sea creature, the Kraken. We had the idea of water draining from a giant sluice gate, which meant we needed to design a flooded and unflooded area to go with it. The plan during early development was that Ethan would need to cross this sluice gate to reach the factory after collecting all the crests. I mean, that would have been nice. Statues of four kings with a chalice in the center. These founders of the village once protected the chalice. The giant's chalice placed on the dais. The design for the winged key is closely connected to the village crest. To the right is the route to Beneviento's house, and through the gate is the path to the ruins with the four king statues. Wait, hold up, I need to read that again. Hold up. Okay. A crossroad with a circular dais in the center signals the game opening up. Concept art for the Lycan's lair. Lycans have different intelligence and power compared to zombies, Genados, and I don't know how you say that. We wanted to create a setting that reflected this. Deep in the Lycan's lair, even early on, we wanted a fight in a tall open space. Sturm chasing Ethan down a narrow corridor, destroying everything in his way. Concept art for Heisenberg kicking Ethan down into the hole in a giant cavern under the factory. A casting machine which uses molds to create concept for puzzles around since early development as a way to create a key. We went with a design that had a powerful looking horse just like the one on Heisenberg's crest. I personally really like what they did with Heisenberg. Rose is grown up and reading the picture book her parents used to read to her when she was young. She has a bouquet of flowers for Ethan's grave. Chris gave her Ethan's jacket and ring. She goes to Ethan's grave after watching a mother and child on the bus. As she talks to her dad at his grave, she spots a man who looks like a security guard. And these are just the weapon designs. where was the stuff for Domitresk? Here it is. Concept art for the vineyard outside Castle Domitresk, which Domitresk uses to make her wine. You can see her daughters dragging a victim from a village into the castle. Castle Domitresk is creepy, but also decorated with alluring imagery, such as these statues. Concept art for Domitresk's dressing room. All her clothes are either white or red. The tasting room under the castle where Domitresk's victims are drained of their blood, which she uses to make her wine. Domitresk looking around in her wine cellar as Ethan crawls through the tunnels under the castle. A room filled with treasures and works of art. This was where the labyrinth was originally going to be located. On the left is one of the statues with the angel masks. The right is concept art for the iron insignia key, the same insignia on the door. The room where the four statues, the lady, the lord, the servant, and the farmers stand. The lord bleeds the villagers dry of their crops, which he passes to the servant, who presents the final product to her lady. This scene ended up being the phone call between Domitresk and Miranda. We came up with a number of designs for keys with the balance of Domitresk's crest within a feminine design. The final version was selected for its unique silhouette. The door was designed to match the pattern on Domitresk's key. The door with the clearest crest and most attractive door frame was selected as the final design. Domitresk uses her long, sharp claw-like nails to create havoc in the dungeons. Okay, well that's going to do it. Because I just wanted to show y'all concept arts and show y'all some of the figures. I hope y'all enjoyed this series, and I'll see you next time with most likely Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Laters!